In the meantime, I want you to have a listen to this. Government shutdown day 3 now, and debate on the Hill is taking a nasty turn. Late last night, a critical Democrat, a key Democrat close with Nancy Pelosi, unloading on Republicans from the floor.
Did you think about the parks when you voted to shut down the government? Did you think about the impacts? The gentleman from Montana yesterday came to the floor and said it's hurting the local economy. The gentleman from California came and said the towns around Yosemite. Was he thinking about that when he voted originally to shut down the government? He was prepared to sacrifice the local economy. He was prepared to sacrifice the towns around Yosemite when he was on a jihad against American citizens getting access to health care.
Well, you know what word stuck out on that comment there, jihad. Republican Congresswoman Michelle Bachmann is back with us, and good morning to you.
Good morning, Bill.
What did you think when you heard that?
Well, it's part and parcel of what we've been hearing for the last days. All of this out-of-control rhetoric, that was just day 2 of government shutdown, where Republicans are being called terrorists by the people across the aisle. These are the same people who Republicans had an open room and open table. We said, please come in and talk to us. We have conferees on this bill. Let's talk like adults, like the people who sent us here, and let's get to yes for the American people. Instead, they're taking to the floor and calling the other side jihadists. So where do you go with that? Because we've put down offer after offer saying, how about this? How about that? Then we decided if we can't talk about what we disagree on, how about if we vote on bills that we do agree on, and they aren't willing to vote for something as simple as cancer research for children with cancer, or for keeping the World War II memorial open? We're trying everything that we can, Bill, to get them to talk to us, and this is the kind of language we're being subjected to.
I'm reading that there are more bills coming up today to fund the Department of Veterans Affairs and National Guard. We'll see how that vote goes then. Mike Simpson, Republican from Idaho, when that comment was dropped about jihad, he went to the microphone and said he was disgusted. Now, the president gave an interview yesterday afternoon and said he's been bending over backwards to work with Republicans and that he has kept his own rhetoric to a minimum. What do you think about that?
Well, first of all, unfortunately, the president has been missing in action throughout most of this process. He has very rarely picked up the phone and called John Boehner. We all knew that we were coming to this point. September 30th has been on the calendar for a long, long time. And I think the president felt that he could just have brinksmanship. He was used to having his way. He would just say something and it would happen. And he didn't think that he had to work with Republicans at all. And I think what's really remarkable, Bill, is that there was a lot of disagreement over Obamacare. But, you know, the president has done something very unusual. He himself has changed Obamacare 19 different times. It's as though he passed 19 different laws himself. And he's expecting Republicans to fund not the original Obamacare, but which we passed, but fund the Obamacare that he himself has changed. Now, that's really bizarre. We need to have a president who recognizes the rule of law, who works with us, because the American people didn't just elect the president, they also elected their representatives, and they're expecting us to talk.
I want to run through a couple quick things here in the next minute or so. The Republicans appear united. There was a Democratic effort to shut down ending legislation, and every Republican voted against that. Are there any cracks in the ranks today?
I'd say we're pretty unified. It's been amazing so far, and I have to tell you, the tables are turning. Despite the fact that most of the mainstream media says that it's the Republicans' fault, it's it's turning now, the tide in Washington, D.C. The American people are seeing that we are trying to get to yes with the Democrats, and the Democrats are standing in the corner with their arms crossed saying no.
How much longer?
Well, we have until October 17th. That's when the debt ceiling is reached. We may have a grand bargain between both the debt ceiling and funding the government. So it depends. If President Obama won't come to the table, what can we do?
Is that how this ends then? An agreement on both around that time, mid-October?
If the president won't talk, then we may have to get to October 17th. Hopefully they'll sit down and start to talk.
Michelle Bachmann, thank you for your time. We'll talk to you again real soon. 19 past here.